360, and it seems to be working fine.
Yep, working fine. I think there's just way too many people at the convention using the
Wi-Fi. I tried turning off the Wi-Fi too, and it didn't work. We couldn't even get regular Periscope. All we got was nothing. Initializing, blah, blah, blah. What we did find out is that there is a professional level Wi-Fi that they want people to pay for. Usually the vendors will pay for it so that their square readers and everything can read it, and they can make their sales. But $75 a day is a lot of money. Welcome to Periscope. Welcome to Periscope. Yar! Oh, hey, we got a car. Get all out of our system. First day on Periscope. Hello. The rest of the world is now yours. Questions about Yar.
Yeah.
Nice. See, Yar. I love it when people do Yar. It's not R. It's Yar.
Exactly.
It's for yard arm. But we're going to do a bit of a summary. And we have a damaged wing that we have to figure out what actually went wrong. We know what happened, and that's Yar. Nice. We know what happened, and that's, hey, Jedi Senji, hi!
Hey.
And that's Wolverine ran into the right wing. That's the best way to summarize it.
Yeah.
Wolverine was looking down at his cell phone around the comic.
Oh, Wolverine was texting and walking.
He was texting and walking. Claws out, too.
Claws out. Oh, wow. That's kind of challenging when you think of it.
So we tried to do a temporary fix by sticking some glue in there and getting the wing to knock it last, plast it and stuff like that. But we stuck the glue in, and we think we may have actually put too much glue, because actually putting that much glue in it made it even more brittle. So when we fixed it and then brought it back out again, we think we may have made it weaker, and it started flopping in no time. So we're going to fix that. We have costumes over here to put away, because we had 3 different sets of wings to deal with, and 3 different days of wings and wings and wings. So we got some half-decent video, a little bit, not as much as I wanted, and a lot of photo shoots are being canceled because the weather was crappy. And just as we headed up towards the border, when we left BC, it wasn't snowing. When we got back, it snowed while we were gone, and we crossed the border 30 seconds on the Canadian side, and voila, there was snow.
Terrible.
Crap. So we apologize, we apologize once again for not being able to do the 360. Tizzy the Greek, now there's a familiar name. We apologize for not being able to do 360 at the con. We apologize for not even being able to do Periscope at the con. But it was insane. So look around the room. If you have any questions about anything you see, by all means, how much for the R2-D2? If we were to make you one, first we'd have to get release rights. In order to sell it to you, because we can't. They're kind of owned by Lucas. If we were just making you a droid like him and not R2-D2, you're looking at about a $40,000 to $50,000 droid. He's got the periscope, he's got the scanner, he's got at least, he's got we built the arms into him, the probe, the claws. He took about 5 years in scrap parts. We actually collected parts for him back in the 90s to build him. That was the shop we had back in Toronto. How much? About $40,000 to $50,000 if we were to do it the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of that would be time spent. And again, we can't actually sell you an R2-D2 because, well, Lucasfilm owns it. And no, actually, technically, Disney owns it.
Disney would come down on us.
Disney would. We could show you how to make them. So the technology has made it easier. And even the sound chip. Like, we've got an ancient iPod in there. Literally, what did you miss?
Throwing a piece of Scotch tape to the
garbage. Did you miss the garbage?
It missed.
As long as it doesn't become a cat toy.
I'm not sure it doesn't.
Don't worry. They're nowhere near here. So
they're skulking around.
They're skulking around?
They're checking out everything that's been unloaded from the car and trying to figure out where it's been.
So yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, where are we saying good morning from? Because it's evening for us here. I know if you look around, you'll see this place is actually half decently lit. That's because we do a lot of our work here. There's a lot of spotlighting in a lot of our work areas. But what time is it there that you said good morning? I'm curious. So while you think about that, how's the wing?
Well, I successfully managed to get off the tape patch without damaging anything further. But I think what we're going to have to try to do is see if we can remove the broken spine. We have a cracked spine here from...
Wolverine ran, I can't say that. Wolverine ran into my wings.
Yes,
I can't read that. And I see little hearts popping up. That's wonderful. I love the hearts. I want to be able to give hearts back.
I know.
I want to be able to give hugs. What are you doing? We're unpacking. So over there you'll see there's a bunch of costumes still in the rack. Those are left over from the convention last weekend. And there's still props and stuff in boxes on the table there. And one set of wings have been put away under there. Don't know where the Maleficent wings went.
In the blue sheet on the floor there.
Down there and over there and down. You'll see a blue thing that looks like a small body. It's not. we didn't take anyone out, we promise. Those are the Maleficent wings.
There goes the other cat.
And you'll see the R2-D2 in the corner. He didn't come with us in this convention. We have either to have to rebuild them or fix them. And now we're trying to figure out exactly what Wolverine did to my wings at the convention this last weekend. It looks like he may have cracked the spine. Yeah. We had a Wolverine cosplayer who was walking around with his head down, texting, and went right through my right wing. So we have a wing to fix. Wow, Droid in the Star Wars. Yes, that's our baby. We built him. That's one robotic baby. The other robotic baby is down there.
That would be Mutt.
That's Mutt. Mutt's our steampunk. People call him Steampunk K9, but he's been called a lot of things. The R2-D2 we built back when we had the studio back in Toronto, Ontario, up here in Canada still. And he's mostly scrap parts. His head is a security dome, which we modified and sanded down and painted and everything to make it look like the aluminum dome that R2 would be. And his frame inside is mostly wood and metal brackets and stuff like that, and aluminum. And he's got 5 batteries?
Yeah.
5 batteries. And back then, those batteries, we wouldn't use those batteries nowadays. But back then, technology was still a little behind the times, and they're the acid core batteries that used to be able to use. They used them for motorcycles and wheelchairs, didn't they?
Yeah, mostly wheelchairs. Wheelchairs and security, like backup batteries for emergency lights and stuff like that.
So it makes them awfully heavy, though, and there are much lighter options nowadays. Yes. He's got an originally we used a little voice memo thing for his voice, and he's now got in there a very first generation iPod in pieces. It was left over from production. They were throwing it out. So we cobbled all the pieces together and recreated the iPod to give him a voice. He's got about 35 phrases. All his lights work. His head does a full 360. We're a little nutsy that way. Periscope. It's got the Periscope that comes. We're on Periscope. Talking Periscope. And his little scanner out the other side. And he's got his little claw and his little probe. And his arms. And he does 2 to 3. But he's been damaged from overuse. And he's been Swiss cheese the number of times we've changed a feature inside his body right now. So he's been sitting in the corner for a number of years since he almost got hit by a tour bus at a VCon. My people, hi, missed you. Guess Hey Martin missed me.
I know who that is. I'm looking. I'm watching.
Martin? Yeah. You missed him. You missed him. Yeah. Lots of love. Lots of love. LOL. I know.
So yeah, I think what we should be able to pull this spine off, the broken spine, maybe pull off the corresponding one on the other side, and remake them both out of slightly thicker material, like not much thicker, but fair enough to make a difference. And there go the cats.
There go the cats.
Cool.
Wow, it was an interesting weekend, but you know I'm 195 pounds of muscle. I can usually handle it, but the thing is, it really limits your movement. These didn't as much. I was very happy with these. I was very, very happy with these.
I think your idea for the design for the new shoulder straps and everything worked quite well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, ears.
She's
Ears.
brilliant.
Good, good. You keep reading.
Yes.
Ears.
I will keep reading.
You're going to want to see... Well, I don't even have to do that. You're going to want to see this. What are you doing?
What are we doing? We are unpacking all of our stuff from Emerald City Comic Con that we just came back from last night, and just sort of going through everything and seeing what needs to be repaired and seeing what worked, what didn't work, what needs to be improved upon. The fairy wings here did very well, actually, at the convention, and a lot of attention, a lot of photos, a lot of people taking video of them flapping and opening and closing and everything. But unfortunately, they did get run into by a Wolverine cosplayer who was texting and walking, and so one of the spines is cracked. So we're going to be replacing that over the next couple of days, because we hope to actually be able to get these up again soon in the next week or two to a couple of other events.
Vote for what? Cool, thank you. Now, you got to see this, honey. So these are my ears. I've worn these numerous times, and they're crunchy. But I thought, you know what, I didn't have time to make new ones. And it's going to be exhausting, and fine, you know, I'll just make them work. One more convention.
We'll blend
one
a little
more
more,
event.
hide them a little hair, you know.
One more function. No, guess what? Weta was there. You know the people who Lord of the Rings? And the designer of the elves. He was a cool guy to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cool guy. But they had one of their makeup guys, Warren. And Warren does, that's the wrong ears. Oh
no! Okay, there's the correct pair of ears.
So we go over to Weta. We tried to Periscope. I'm not sure what went wrong. But we tried to Periscope me getting my ears put on and everything. And then I was going to use that footage later on to edit into some of our other videos. And something went weird. We couldn't get on 360, so we detached it and we shut everything down. And then we asked Weta if we could borrow their Wi-Fi for a little bit, and they let us. So we were able to get on Periscope. And then if you look a few broadcasts back, you'll see it didn't work out. So yes, I went up to Warren on Thursday and said, can I make an appointment with you? Because I need new ears. Look at these. These are beautiful. These are beautiful. Da. And these go over the whole. Now what I may do, because they still need, they didn't blend as well. I used the wig. I put the wig over the edge because they're mass produced to be on different people. But I had Weta put my ears on. I didn't have to think about it. I know. Oh my God, I love them. Aren't they great? I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to worry about it. You just walk up to the booth on your appointment time, and he did it all for me. He put the ears on. See, you color them your skin color. They come this color. You can color them other colors and other shades too. Like I'm going to probably wind up taking the edge here, making it jagged, and then taking some liquid latex and brushing it so that, feathering it, so that it looks, so it blends into the skin more, and I don't have to keep trying to make sure hair sticks over top to cover it up. Has a little pink. Yeah, it's got like this little edge to it. It's pretty cool, huh? So I now have new ears, and I will wear these until they deteriorate just like these other ones do. And I may take a casting of them before they deteriorate. You can do that. You take a cast of your own ear, and then you take a cast of you wearing the ear tips, and the space in between the two is the new ear tips.
Hey, we'll try and broadcast that at some point.
That'd be cool.
In the not too distant future.
Means I have to trust you with witnesses. Oh no. Definitely. Can make any ears you want. Yeah, you can. Usually what we'll do is we take a casting of the ear and then we build up like plasticine at the side of the shape. Then we take a casting of that and then you've got the negative and the positive. But since we have a shape already, wow, the contact lenses worked out really well. Check out these cases. They're little owls. The contact cases are little owls. So my green ones are in here and my purple ones are in here. Yeah, aren't they cute? They actually. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's come apart in lots of little pieces.
That's crunchy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is evidence too. Don't use too much glue. Use the required amount, even if you're in a spazzy state and have to get back out on a convention floor. It makes things brittle. Did you make your dress? Which dress? The ones over there? Both Martin and I do so.
Was that somebody who was from watching a previous broadcast? Did we make?
Could have been.
In other words, did we finish the dress?
Oh, did we finish the dress? Yeah. Okay, here. Martin, you can see the screen so he can answer your questions. Okay. For a fairy, yes.
For a fairy.
And the best thing about it is this is my old wedding dress bag.
Welcome to the broadcast, Field on, and she's pulling out the fairy gown itself to show you viewers.
I had to pat up the hanger to keep it on the hanger. And I had to change the sleeve to hide a bit of a flaw in the design, because we basically took an old dress and that I've already made for my second wedding, and then we remade it. So we split open the front. This was closed originally, so we split open the front. And we put the ribbon down the front and added flowers and stuff. She's a fairy, right? And I found these little puffy flowers that are just fun, and they're so soft and cool. And this trim is the same trim on the edge of the sleeves.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, this is green to poly silk that I had left over from something else. So I used that, and then I made a front panel with lacing because my body's changed since I started using weapons and swinging swords and stuff. Oh. So this dress was way too tight in here. So this opened up the whole front. Yeah, the gown's 15 years old.
A lot has changed since then.
And check out, the trim worked. I'm so happy. The heat and bond, the trim worked. Isn't that great?
Our little Celtic knotwork shamrocks.
I think that was so much fun to do that. So much fun. And then the bottom skirt. Oh yeah. You want an update on the lights? I remember you. I don't think you were here when we finally decided what to do. We decided not to go with the tulle.
Color of the wings. You can't actually see them too clearly. Because let me see if I can flip them up a little bit. But they're transparent, but they've got that sort of iridescent. They're basically cellophane, the gift wrap cellophane. So iridescent, bluey, greeny, purpley sort of things. The wing matched the bottom of the dress. Sort of, yeah. It's got some similar tones to it. We tried to keep in that sort of purple and green combinations.
So what we wound up doing with it, we got rid of the tulle because with this underneath that, because this dress was not designed to have an underskirt, with this under that, this wound up being this bulge. And it really sat weird. The purple dress just kept falling way back. So we got rid of all the tulle idea, like a fairy who was eating too much.
Too fluffy for your own good. You're sublime. That's one way to describe her. We're doing good.
So
yeah, it kind of did, yeah.
Yeah. So what we wound up doing is we wound up putting the LED strips, because now we didn't have the underskirt to work with it. We put the strips down the seams on.
And
we go. So it wound up being a nice light, a nice glow underneath. And it showed up really, really well on camera. Mm-hmm. I'm loving the hearts. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why this wound up being so well on camera and showing so well on camera is because the LED strips are facing in, so they're not harsh against the fabric. And they basically bounce around the inside. Thank you. They basically bounce around the inside, and because on the seams, they became less noticeable. The kids actually thought I was glowing. Mm-hmm. It was so cute when they'd come up and they're like, oh, you're magical. And it was like, yeah, it's cool. Yay, hearts.
More hearts.
So that's what we wound up doing. And we were playing, we did like a purple on the Friday. And it wound up looking very pink on camera. Mm-hmm. And the blue looks very whitish blue on camera. So the blue wound up looking better than the purple.
She can fly. She almost did. Yeah. Got a little bit windy when we were outside the convention center taking photos, and which may have contributed to some damage to the wings too.
So there you go. That's what it wound up being like. And when it's round, like when it's on my body, it's nice. There's space in there, so we get an even more even glow.
What I found really cool was as you walked sort of around her while she's wearing it, you get the occasional little sparkle of intensity as you could see some of the LEDs through the holes. So it was kind of neat as well.
What were you about to say?
She was fully wired all weekend.
I was fully wired. Oh my God, there were so many electronics on me. The panel itself went well. We had a half-decent audience.
Most adorable in the world.
Aww.
Appreciate that.
Oh, the cat or?
The cat. I'm sure it's about the cat. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Or it could be.
Aww. What do you want?
What?
What?
What? We're good.
What? So we made it to the start. No, the panel. Yes.
The panel. Yeah.
They didn't have the DVD player they were supposed to have, and they didn't broadcast it. I didn't bring one of my guys with me because basically the panelists' agreement says, you can't record your own stuff. You can't. No one in the room could run recordings or blah blah blah. Because we broadcast and then we sell the broadcast later. Well, they decided the whole bank of panel rooms that we were in didn't need to be broadcasted. So they had the camera off to the side, but the camera guy wasn't there. So unfortunately, we don't have a recording of the panel to share with everyone after the fact. And we filled the room to a point where people were being turned away.
This is true, yeah.
Much more. But it's by the airport.
But it's by the airport, which could have problems of its own.
Remember when we used to run the droid?
Oh, there's scotch tape on my thumbnail.
What?
Like, what is wrong with my thumbnail?
It's falling apart, honey. It's done.
Monster talk.
Monster talk.
Oh, there are so many things going on. I don't know how many of me there are.
We stopped counting long ago. We had the R2D2, and right now doing the Vanna White thing. We had our R2D2 at either physically turn around, use your finger or your mouse, but we had the R2D2. Was it Montreal he was getting all the signals? Yes, seen it. Nice.
Yes.
Yes. We had him running around at the Montreal Empire Con. This was many years ago when he was still a young, fresh droid. It works. It does. We had signal interference from the airport nearby. And it was such a mess. He would just, in the middle of a panel or Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, R2 was our favorite droid when the two of us got together. It was amazing. Once we put both our collections together, it was hilarious. It became huge. And we sold off all our doubles and we were able to pay at least 2 months' rent. But yeah, he was running around just fine, but we'd put him by the table or on display and we'd leave him on just so he could talk to people. But, you know, we weren't going to run him around. The motor, the remote would be off to the side, and out of the blue he would suddenly chirp up and start moving forward, or his third leg would start going into his body. He'd almost fall forward a few times. It was like, no!
What are you doing?
So we've discovered any conventions near airports, you got to be careful. Cool, thank you. And so he already graduated. He loses his mind because Martin's fault. Everything's your fault.
I'm just.
So the most adorable. Thank you. He said greeting like aliens. Oh, this is something I really want to check now too before we go any further. I want to make sure my orb survived. I never wound up using my pretty bag.
Ended up being a little big once everything was sort of put together. It's kind of
bigger than I planned.
Yeah, we're gonna make it better.
Beautiful. Yeah. No cracks.
It survived.
It survived.
It did quite well.
Yay!
People loved it. People oohed and awed.
Where's the battery?
Oohed and awed over all sorts of things. Battery for this?
Yeah.
Because a couple of them may have been overrun.
Worked. Yes,
like
it did.
Like we were talking in previous broadcasts about the type of batteries that we use. They're really good. They have a lot of power, but if you run them too dead, then you can't recharge them anymore because they kind of flatten. I know one of those little batteries. Aha! There it is.
Success!
Batteries.
Win. Alright, give me battery.
Battery?
Battery. Yeah. Hopefully there's a charge in this battery. We'll just pop the lid. Ah! Ta-da!
There it goes.
Put the lid back on.
Oh no, you popped the lid. There we go.
La 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 la.
What did you do?
I don't know what you did now. You're a psycho. Yes. I adore. Hand.
Oh, the hand with the battery, yes.
Ah. Hi. Isn't that cool? It wound up being really, really bright on some of the photos. It literally, yeah.
Almost overpoweringly bright.
Yeah. But out in the sun, it worked really well.
Where?
So yes, we're very happy it came back in one piece, and it works. Very, very nice. Isn't that cool? It's my fairy orb.
Well, it's like, what was it, 4 years ago, Emerald City? We actually stayed at a friend's place outside of Seattle and drove in each day to save the hotel costs. And yeah, we were a little late getting out one morning. We got to Seattle around the convention center around 9 a.m. Normally we were getting there around 8. And it took us 3 hours to find parking. It was ridiculous.
It was very ridiculous.
Eventually I dropped them off and found the parking garage about like 10 or 12 blocks away and walked back to the convention center.
So
wish we could give hearts back to you guys.
I want to give hearts back.
We keep bugging the makers of Periscope to consider that as an option. That we can come along and tap the screen and give hearts back to people.
And we need to.
I don't know how would we do that? Because who do the hearts go to? Do we have to tap on where the hearts?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or does it just generally give hearts to all of our viewers? Which I'm
that would be cool too.
Well. Yeah. So checking out, of course, among other things, we had our Jedi costumes down there, so we had lightsabers going. So I'm just checking all the lightsaber batteries. They all seem to be okay. We're not going to bother charging any of the batteries right now. The lithium polymer batteries are actually almost, they prefer being at a half charge, so you don't really charge them until you need to. Of course, make sure you charge them the night before so that you're not scrambling and going, oh crap, we've got dead batteries, we have to go out on the show floor or do our event or whatever. So, but yeah, these are all doing good.
Because you see this one?
With their whistles.
This one wants dragon wings. Yeah. This one seriously
wants
dragon wings.
Everyone's got wings for me.
Not everyone.
Well, not everyone, no.
Oh, poor baby doesn't have wings.
I'll go get some Red Bull.
So get back here. 100%. Cats are going to get jealous. Cats don't like the dog. Cats are scared of the droid. Now we're going to make a dragon.
Yeah.
Our cats are going to go on strike one day. We're going to come home and they're going to have little signs. Hey, did you do me wrong on strike?
Feel white flags. We give up.
Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we'll bump into you again.
For the rest of you, we're not quite done yet.
I got it, Marty.
I got it. Oh,
You missed.
I missed.
She had to catch it up here.
Oh, okay. Oh, are we up here?
You gotta,
Up
you
in the
gotta
lake. Catch it in the
down,
lake.
down, because it's easier to catch down here than it is to try to catch up
okay,
here.
Right.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're panning your phone around trying to follow the kids.
Good night. Bye. Bye. Bye.